everyone, my name is Lisa Paul. I'm a 10th grade student and also president of the Charity Club. And I'm here today to talk a little bit about Charity Club's efforts in Ghana, as well as my personal project, which is about bridging the gap between the Charity Club community and SEER at CIS. So this is a picture of the Talented Women's Club, which is an association in Ghana that we work with. It's an NGO that has been established for around 12 years. And the women in this club actually reached out to Charity Club because they needed support with building businesses. So Charity Club found that they really had a need, and so we joined them. The main sort of trademark of Charity Club is microfinance and microcredit, which is a program where we provide loans to the poor and vulnerable households. And so it has a huge social impact and really has this gender empowerment. But we've actually been moving away a little bit from microcredit because of its negative impacts. So I'll talk a little bit more about this. So this is Microcredit Plus, and the reason why it's called Plus is because the women in Ghana have malnutrition, and so they're plus size because they eat too much starchy food, which you will see on the next slide. And so the aim of my website that I'm building is to give them more nutritional awareness. So by interviewing some professors at the Metropolitan University and also working with Charity Club founders Amy and Uta, I hope to raise more awareness on this. So the picture that you see here is called fufu, and it's a very, very starchy carbohydrate that the women in Ghana are really used to eating. And especially during COVID, this was the main food source that they had. And so we're trying to move away from this as it really negatively impacts their health. Then, as I said, the Metropolitan University used to have a global bachelor in nutrition and health. And usually the students who did this bachelor would come and help Charity Club. They would go down to Ghana and directly talk with these women and give them some suggestions about healthy food, healthy diets. This is Lena, who is one of the students from the Metropolitan University. She went down to Ghana and she helped with urban farming. So she managed to grow all these crops. So as I said, we have a huge focus on bottom-up development, which basically means that development starts with the poor. And so it's them that decide what they need Charity Club to help them with, and it's them that decide or have the power to decide what needs to be done. So if they need help with a business, or you will see a farm in the next slideshow, they come and they tell Charity Club members, and then we help them with that. So this is just an example of one of the businesses. So this lady runs a hair extension business. And then this is an example of how we're moving away from microcredit. So there's actually this farm that Charity Club is invested in Ghana. And we build this farm so that the women can grow their own crops and can improve their nutrition and health. So this is something that they requested us to do, and so we're working on bottom-up development this way. And here you will notice a huge wall that is being built behind the farm. And the reason for this is because if the women move away from their farm, then there's a high risk of the government selling the farm to somebody else or for it to be taken down. And so it's built as protection, and this is something we use the funding for. So during COVID, the pandemic actually really hurt the food distribution. But ironically, it also changed the way that we had access to food. And so there was a lot of problems with that. But the women were able to focus on their nutrition. They were able to get exercise, because I interviewed some of the women from my website, and they actually became healthier during the COVID pandemic. And it made us in Charity Club realize that microcredit and loans were actually negatively impacting the women sometimes, especially because the country was becoming financially unstable. So that's why we've moved to reinvestment, collaterals, and bottom-up development. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and as I said, my personal project is based on making sure that the Copenhagen community gets to see or have a deep inside look at Charity Club's efforts. Also for the women in Ghana to see and have hope that Charity Club is raising money, because I've showed them some of the activities that we host, as well as just helping to bridge the gap between the communities.